Hey everybody, it's Parker. I said I'd be back, and I'm back. I'm just about 6 years on testosterone, and I'm coming back to YouTube for a very good reason. I really miss being here, and I kind of feel like I owe you a bit of an explanation as to why I just kind of left YouTube. I didn't in the moment, I didn't know that that's what I was doing per se. I wasn't thinking, okay, I'm leaving YouTube, you know? It's just something that happened for a couple of reasons. Stuff going on in my life, moving around a bit, changes in my personal life, just things like that. And it took me a little while to figure this out, but the real reason that I took a break and I stopped making educational content, everything I was doing, I stopped trying to promote my nonprofit for disabled people in the queer community. Totally just put a hold on that was because, and I'm so sorry about this, and I'm kind of ashamed to say this out loud, but a troll got me. I got trolled. This person took a lot of time to get to know me on a really weird and creepy personal level, and they just made me question my existence as a human being. Like, should I even be alive? What am I doing? What's going on? It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. All right, I'm sitting here. This is a very serious topic, and this might take a while, so I'm really, really sorry about that. I really feel like I owe you guys some sort of explanation as to why I just disappeared. I'm not disappearing anymore. I'm back. Anyways, I'm gonna get started here. I'll see if I can get a little clip of this massive email I was sent in 2016, right about the time the video stopped. It's about the length of a short film. I can't read everything because there's too much to read, but I'm gonna try really hard just to go through it and give you the bullet points. Like, the whole point of my channel was to document my transition, to educate those who needed educating, and just to spread awareness about having lupus. And I'm pleased to say that I've been out of the wheelchair for a year now. I'm not better, I'm not completely cured, like, it doesn't work like that, but I'm walking. And I even went on a small hike, and it was amazing. It wasn't something I ever thought I'd be able to do again, so I'm really proud of myself for that. I know not everybody has the privilege to be able to get up and do that, and I'm still here for my community, and I'm just very blessed. So anyways, I'm gonna get started. I don't want to give this person's name out. I don't believe it's his real name anyway, so it doesn't really matter, and I don't want anybody going after him. If you know who this is, if this person has come to you specifically, maybe do your own thing, but just don't go after him in my name, because that would just make things worse. Let's get started here. All right. So in 2016, second month of the year and the 24th day, I was given an email. I was sent an email. Given an email. Who gives a person an email? I was sent an email. Basically, what this guy is saying is, you have the potential to be really, really, really big on YouTube because you're good looking. And at first I'm like, is this guy hitting on me? But that wasn't the case at all. Also, I don't think that being attractive, I don't think it should have anything to do with how many views you get. You know what, I'm not going to get into that right now. But anyways, so let's totally get started here. I might be a little off center on the camera because I'm still using an iPhone, but I'm doing my best. He made, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He made 6 points, and on each point he wrote a couple of paragraphs. I mean, I can screenshot it, and I'll show you. I'll post it somewhere in the freaking video. I haven't done one of these in forever, so please excuse my etiquette. His first point was post more regularly, which I believe that's true. But it's interesting because the first thing he told me to do was to post more regularly, and then after everything he said, it made me stop posting, because why would I continue posting after reading all of this? So post more regularly, and let me see if I can find something specific in here that that will give you an idea of what type of person this is. So he goes on to talk about my medical situation. He says, I understand your medical situation from what you've publicly shared, and I completely sympathize, right, that you might have personal things going on that are preventing you physically or psychologically from posting videos. Post more videos, okay, but that's not what bothered me. So the second point he made is that I found a niche. What I know he meant by that was, I'm transgender, I'm queer, and I have an illness. So that's my niche. I'm just me, you know. I'm not branding myself. I'm a person who has feelings and a life, and I don't think it's a niche. I think it's, I mean, I guess it could be, but I really want to dig into this guy because it just gets so fucked up from here on out. It's funny because he contradicts himself so many times in this thing. He tells me to exploit my issues, my transgender issues, because they're hot right now, and to take a bunch of videos of my personal life, you know, just day-to-day life stuff, which is fine. But that's, you know, like the whole idea of exploiting myself as a transgender guy to get fame, I don't think that's cool. I think that's really shitty, actually. His third point was to invest in a better camera. Everybody knows by now, if you've been watching, that I'll invest in the things I want to invest in. I probably will get a better camera. But after everything that goes on later on in this email, why would I do that? So he says, your viewers aren't stupid. People notice everything you film. It has not gone unnoticed that you have multiple videos asking for money. Oh, God. I haven't read this in a while, so it's kind of new. It's like, it's old, but it's new to me because I'm reading it a couple of years later, and it's just, it was out of my mind for so long, and now it's back in my mind. I mean, yes, I've asked for help because I've needed help. Everybody needs help. I give people help when they need help. People give me help when I need help. That's kind of the way things should work in the world. If somebody is in need, you help them. Unfortunately, that's not the way everybody sees it, but opinions are opinions. I know that now. But I was also trying to help a community that is very, very underprivileged and very second class in most people's eyes. And I tried, and I'm not gonna stop trying, but I tried, you know, and that's all I can say. So invest in a better camera. Okay, so he's talking about me asking for money. Okay, and this is where it gets really funny. While sitting in a room with a big screen TV, a gluttonous amount of DVDs, and the worst offender is my musical equipment. Okay, I'm a musician. That's what I do, not just for a living, but that's what I do to keep myself in check mentally. Like, that is my therapy, is music. It's always been, since I was, you know, tiny. It's always been that. And the TV he was referring to was actually an old, you know those old projector TVs? They're like 6 feet across, and there's a light bulb in there, and they're really bad. So I got it for like $20 from my old landlord, and I just kind of kept it because why buy a new TV when you've got this old, you know, giant, huge, humongous, crazy TV that at the time still worked. My musical instruments are financed. I don't just go buy guitars, and I haven't bought a guitar in a while. Like, I've sold off most of my collection, but I don't need to be justifying any of that at this point. So the first couple of points were a little helpful, but now he's starting attacking. You know, he's starting to attack me, which, I mean, that's not really the way to help a person unless you're jealous of them or you don't like them. So, gluttonous amount of DVDs. You know, DVDs are like $1, sometimes 50 cents if you go to a pawn shop. Gluttonous amount of DVDs. Gluttonous amount. Where are they? Where are those gluttonous DVDs? The Orange, I financed. I'm still paying it off. The Trainer, I financed. I'm still paying it off. The other Fender, that was like $80. And this is over the course of like 5 years. So, just I'm literally face palming right now. All right, now this is where things get super personal and very, very disheartening. So, number 4, because he numbered everything all the way down to 6. Number 4, and I might read this whole thing out to you. Just bear with me. Thank you for sticking by me. All right, number 4. Okay, he says, and this I'm quoting him directly right now. This point is going, grammar is terrible. Okay, this point is going to blunt and hard to take as well. But this is the most important change you need to make. He said need. He like really made sure need was like in caps and like, do not take this personally. This is constructive criticism. I know constructive criticism, and this is just not constructive criticism. Your videos are overwhelmingly depressive. Sorry, overwhelmingly depressing. I'm not gonna doubt that I've made some depressing videos. I'm not gonna doubt that I've had a bit of a depressing life. I'm also not gonna sit here and say, my life was terrible, because I've really come a long way. I mean, I transitioned. Like, I'm not gonna go into my backstory right now, because you may already know it, you may know parts of it, you might not know any of it. Yeah, some of the videos were depressing. I mean, okay, and now I'm quoting him again. Most of them are about you complaining about something. Don't get me wrong, people will give you more slack than others because we know the sorts of things you've been through. Personally, after hearing everything you've been through, I'm amazed you aren't more negative. I'm honestly impressed. It's like I don't know if he's got like some sort of training here, but he says something terrible and then he says something good. I just can't figure out the psychology behind any of this. He goes on to say, you've gone through some seriously unique experiences, and I think you deserve to whine about your situation more than most people. I am really sorry you have gone through all of this. All of that being said, this is the internet. Exactly, this is the internet. This is where you can talk about just about anything. And some people will be able to relate, some people won't be able to relate. Again, it's very contradictive, and I'm quoting him again. Most people will only be sympathetic to a certain degree. No one really wants to be around a negative person, and I agree with that. I'm not a negative person, though. Despite the fact that you were entitled to be negative, I don't think I'm entitled to be negative. I don't think I should be negative. I think I should. I mean, I can be negative if I want to be negative, but I'd rather be positive. The whole point of everything I was trying to do was to get things into a positive perspective and sort of switch things around and turn the tables. And as Michael Scott said, oh, how the turntables. All right, he goes on to say, if you had your legs cut off in an accident after 5 years, people will get tired of constant complaining and eventually may not want to be around you. That's just mean. If somebody's an amputee and they have no legs, who is this guy? Quoting him again, people want to feel happy. They want to surround themselves with positive people. As a creator, you want people to walk away from your videos in a good mood. Now, here's something you might find interesting. It's likely people don't give you very much sympathy despite your medical issues because you're young and attractive. Fucking stupid. I know, it's fucking true. I'm nearly 30. I don't know if I'm attractive. That is up to you guys. Again, I don't understand the psychology behind this guy. I just cannot figure it out. But, alright, I'm going to continue on here. Okay, he continues on by saying, what do you think the public thinks of millionaire celebrities when they publicly whine about something? Their fans lose a heck of a lot of respect. Why? Because they have something most other people have. A metric fucking ton of money. So they come off as spoiled and entitled when they complain about stuff despite having a big advantage over other people. What do you have that most people don't have? Youth and looks. He's sitting there and he's talking about my youth and my appearance. Again, it goes back to the exploitation of who I am, but he's also insulting me, so it's just so perplexing. Like, in my head 2 years ago, I'm thinking, like, should I just stop? Should I just stop? But anyways, I'm going to continue on, and I know this video is going to be long. I'm very sorry about that. Youth and good looks. You look attractive, both, okay, and this really offended me. Like, super offended me. He said, you look attractive both as a woman and as a man, and that is incredibly rare. Why does it matter if I looked attractive 6 years ago or 7 years ago before I transitioned? I was still a man. The fact that he called me a woman and said that I was an attractive woman, it's just plain shitty. Again, who the hell is this guy? And I'm going to continue phrasing him here. No one wants to hear the young, pretty boy whine and complain about stuff because we're all sitting here going, you can get ahead in life based on your looks alone, and yet you don't even try to exploit this. And he uses the word exploit. I don't want to exploit myself. I don't want to exploit anybody. That was never my intention. I'm just a person, and I've got knowledge, I've got experience, and that's what I wanted to bring to this channel. Knowledge and experience. I wanted to educate. I really wanted to help people, and I did, and I still do. I just don't do it publicly on camera. But I'm gonna start making videos again, so that's, that's important. I find it really interesting that he used the word exploit, and he's calling me a young, pretty boy. He doesn't seem to understand that not only am I transgender, but I'm not white. So yes, I have male privilege. No, I don't have white privilege. The balance is a little bit different. Okay, I got a little cut off there because I made this whole video and my phone ran out of memory. So maybe I should go get a camera. But we were talking about how he said, I am a young, pretty boy, and how I should be exploiting that. Yet he doesn't seem to understand the aspect of my life that includes me being a queer person of color. It just doesn't quite work that way. So, negative person. All right, so he says, you can get ahead in life based on your looks alone, yet you don't even try to exploit this. He says, I'm annoyed you aren't doing the Darwinian thing and using the resources you have to get where you want to get in life. Get an HD camera and put your pretty fucking face on the internet. Talk about important stuff, but remain dignified and conscientious of what you post on the internet, and people will subscribe. Sad but true. Exploitation. I am not here to exploit my people. I am here to educate and to reach out. This is not what I intended at all. Put my pretty fucking face on the internet? Here you go. Here's my pretty fucking face. This is all from one crazy person's perspective, and it is so contradictive. I cannot stress that enough. So we're gonna move on to point 5. Point 5 was 6. Okay, point 5. And thank you for bearing with me here. He says, now, I don't know what you think of all of this or what your 5 to 10 year plan is. I mean, my 5 to 10 year plan, get married, have a kid, continue on with music, keep educating, maybe don't take a 2-year break from YouTube. And I'm gonna continue phrasing him here. He says, the fact that you are disabled and confined to your home a lot is even more reason to make YouTube a career. I didn't want to be confined to my home. I did not want to be confined to my home. That was a point that I really tried to get across very strongly. I wanted to go out and live life and experience that and try to spread awareness through getting out of my house. I didn't want to be stuck in my house, and I am so thankful and so blessed that I am no longer confined to my home. Okay, so he continues, pick up a camera, film your life, show that you care and that you want to be a successful YouTuber, and you can literally get fucking paid to sit on your ass and just talk about yourself. That was never my intention. I mean, that's so far from my goal on YouTube. It is so far from my goal on YouTube. It is just nonsense to me. It's just gross. All right, so anyways, he goes on to say, this is something you seriously want to consider. You need to rebrand or refocus the identity of your channel. Now, an option would be to delete all of your old videos and start fresh with a good quality camera and a positive attitude, I've got a positive attitude. If you want to be a role model for, in parentheses, for transgender rights, lupus issues, or any other issue you are passionate about, you have to act like a role model, be professional, have mature discussions about these serious issues into the spotlight. Just be careful what personal info you post online. So he's telling me to film my life and be really careful about it. How can I be authentic? How can I be my authentic self and censor it? It's contradictive. I cannot do that. I have made a vow to never become somebody else because I am me and this is who I am. I'm a lot different than I was a couple years ago, but I am certainly not going to exploit who I am, and I'm not going to put people in that situation, and I don't need people to validate me. I don't. So he says, P.S. delete all the videos talking about your ex-girlfriend, which I did, and any other personal financial issues like mortgages, living situations, etc. If you gain subscribers, people will dissect every detail of that shit and bring people from your past into the spotlight. Just be careful what personal information you post online. A bit is good, but there's a strong woe is me vibe going on that you need to change. And he was very specific. I need to change. If you don't want to delete all your videos, you certainly don't have to. You can keep the ones you really like, the ones that are concise topics, social problems, general positive thinking. I mean, I can't. People love a hero. People love someone who is in a really shitty situation they cannot control, but instead of playing the victim, they keep their mouth shut and have a positive attitude. So again, here we go. Document my life, but shut my mouth. So I'm just an image. I'm just a face who this guy doesn't want to have a life or talk about it, yet the negatives of life, everybody experiences them. Everybody goes through periods of time where things are not good. The point of everything I tried to do was to educate on those negative aspects of life and the positive aspects of life, and to reach out and help people who needed help. And I'm never going to stop doing that, ever. Again, everything he says contradicts the thing he said before. It's insane. Keep my mouth shut. No. I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. He said, having a positive attitude, people will respect that. And I do agree with that. It's a psychological phenomenon, and you do need to be aware of how your videos tend to be perceived by the viewers. But I digress. I don't know how you feel about this. I have more specific suggestions and ideas, and I won't cover all of them at the moment because I don't know if you're thinking, fuck this person, what gall do they think they're qualified in giving me advice? Fair enough. I am a psychology and mass media enthusiast, and I have watched YouTube channels grow and change for years, and the successful ones all have certain things in common, so I thought I would point them out to you. This by no means makes me qualified. Then why are you emailing me? Why are you such a jackass? Some YouTubers do everything right. The content is right, the technical setup is right, etc. But they are slightly awkward in personality, or unattractive, or they simply don't get recognized. You have a unique situation here where there are so many reasons why you could become famous, and I'm dying a little inside watching you waste this opportunity. This poor guy, he's dying inside watching me waste this amazing opportunity I have to be famous. Dude, I am an authentic person. I am not about censorship. I'm just not. Being famous and being happy, there's something a little off there. Do I want to be famous? It depends. What would I be famous for? I'm a musician first and foremost. This is where it turns into the music. All right, so I'm on this poor dying guy, dying inside, watching me waste this opportunity. He goes on to say in point 6, his last point, on that note, and again I'm phrasing him here, keep in mind that if you want to be a musician, I'm already a musician guy. Like, I started when I was 3 years old. If you want to be a musician, you have to change with the times. It's natural selection. Adapt or die. You cannot go on gigs and sell albums the conventional way anymore. I already know that. I've played Pride. I've played all over the country. I'm aware of what the music industry is doing. Anyways, I'm going to continue on with his craziness. The music industry is brutal, but I'm going to be frank with you once again. You are not going to be successful in music if you keep doing things the way you have been doing. Now, luckily, I'm so lucky. The way to achieve success here, grow your channel first, have a recognizable brand/personality. Honestly, your tattooed face and general look is enough to be memorable, so you're okay on that front anyway. Again, a bunch of craziness and then a compliment. No, it does not make me feel any better. At this point, again, 2 years ago reading this, nope. Once you have more subscribers, mention the music. Mention that you love it, that you have some albums, but do not push it on people. Do not ask them to support you. Do not ask them to buy your album. It sounds like you are desperately begging. Okay. So, and this is where I say to you guys that I am not begging for anything. I have been making videos, making music for many years, and you know, I don't really make a whole lot off of my music, and that's okay right now. You know, like for right now, that's all right. I mean, things are gonna change based on the fact that I, as a person, have grown immensely, and I have learned so much. That being said, all of those who pre-ordered my album that is yet to be released, because I did take a 2-year hiatus, I am recording an completely acoustic EP, and I'm giving it out for free. I mean, I'm not asking for anything. All I want is for you to hear it and appreciate it and like it and spread it around as much as you can. So I'm gonna get to his last little bit here. So he says, once in a while, put up a video of a recording you did, ideally with a professional quality music video to go along with it. Does he understand how much it costs to make a professional quality music video? Like, I've put little music videos up there, and I've done videos where I'm playing all the instruments just to kind of show that I can play all the instruments and that I record everything on my own. You know, getting to the point where I'm putting out a professional music video, like I am gonna get a government grant, and I am gonna get there because I'm very determined at this point. I took a lot of time off, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm in it now. I'm in it, and that's just the way it's gonna be. My music is it's personal. It's important, and it can be relatable. So, as often as I can, I will post new content about my music. But anyways, I'll finish up here. He says, and eventually it might be possible for you to transition from YouTube famous to musician famous. It can be done. It cannot be done the other way around. Music success first, general fame after, anymore. Times have changed. I am very aware of the changes in the music industry. I am very aware. I have amazing connections in the music industry. That is not something I am concerned about. Times have changed. It's true. The thing is, he's got me all wrong, because I didn't start off as a YouTuber. I started off as a musician. I started doing YouTube so I could educate, document, reach out, help my community. That is what I'm doing, and that is what I'm going to continue to do. But I've got to stop his nonsense for a second. And you know, he's saying don't waste these opportunities. You've got all the ingredients to be famous. You only have one life. I mean, some of this stuff, 2 years ago, I didn't even want to think about, because it was just too much at the time. Losing my house, losing my fiance at the time, losing my dog, having to relocate. It was all too much. And this email just pushed me further away from all of the things that this guy was dying for me to do. So right now, I'm at a point in my life where I haven't been in a wheelchair for a year. I can walk. I'm still sick, but I can function to an extent, and I'm going to function as much as I can. Not because of this dickhole, but because I want to. And the reason that I'm posting this video at all is to show you and explain to you why I kind of just slowly drifted away, but to say that I'm back. And if there are any people out there who really need guidance, I'm here. I'm always going to be here. I'm never going to disappear like that again. I am in it to win it. I'm here, and the goal, and when I say I'm in it to win it, I'm not saying I'm here to be famous. I'm here to help. And if that gets me somewhere else, it gets me somewhere else. But everything happens for a reason. And those 2 years I took off, I think I learned more in those 2 years than I have in my entire life. And I've completely changed as a person. Completely. And in such a positive way that I can see every angle, and I analyze everything I do to a fault. And it's just, it's made me stronger, you know, and never forget that that's possible. So basically, he sent me another email. I think I deleted it. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was something along the lines of, you know, I can help you with your website. And I'm like, all right, go right ahead, you know. And he never got back to me. So he's just all talk. And it's shameful, but I was taken down by a troll. Just bad timing, dude. And if he finds this video and he replies to me, I've got nothing to say to him. Absolutely nothing to say to him. Because people like this is exactly what's wrong with society right now. And I think a lot of you will agree with me, and some of you might not, but that's okay. You're allowed to have your opinions. I just want to stress that I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to make another video just to update on my life, because this is something else that's going on right now. But I really need to update on my life and what's gone on in the last couple of years. And I'm going to do another really cool gear review. And I'm not going to be afraid to do gear reviews and gear demos and a rig rundown of my rig, because I am a musician, and I am a gigging musician and a recording artist. And, you know, I don't need to justify the fact that I finance all my instruments, that I am paying it off for 5 more years. I'm not rich by any means. It's such nonsense. It can be taken out of context. But if you have questions, just ask me. I am an open book. So if anybody wants to see my rig and wants to see a full rig rundown, it's here. I will show it to you. I am absolutely willing to do that. I know a lot of people in the trans community who are musicians and who would love to see what other trans people are using on stage or using in the recording studio. So with all of that being said, thank you to everybody who has stuck with me. The reason I came back to YouTube was because after a couple of years, people were messaging me saying, "Where are you? What's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. I'm getting concerned. We miss you." And that was humbling, and it made me realize that it's time to come back. So this video was just kind of a bit of education and a bit of a perspective, you know, of what could go wrong. Crazy people are gonna find you, you know, and they're gonna have these ideas, and a lot of people are not gonna like them. And I'm not saying everything he said was inaccurate, but it was not delivered properly. And the lack of compassion is psychotic. So to me, this is a psychopath. And I'm going to continue making videos, and I'm going to be positive, and I'm going to be negative when I need to be negative, because I'm not going to sugarcoat life. Life has a lot of ups and downs. It is a roller coaster. And as long as you know that you're not alone in it, you're going to do fine. And you're not alone, because you've got me. At least. I mean, if you've got nobody else, you've got me. If you have other people, you have your family and friends. To sum it all up, I'm back. And I'm staying back. So the next video is going to be a life update. The one after that is going to be a review of a Gibson double cutaway TV yellow Les Paul. So be stoked for that. And a couple Nighthawk videos. Nighthawk guitars are awesome. So, just stay posted. And thank you again for supporting me. I really appreciate that. Don't let the trolls bring you down. They are just living under bridges.